Alright, so this is a short quick video to show the mapping of this cable here. This is from EVGA. They sold this for a short while. This is primarily used to plug into the power supply, the CPU power supply slot, or the point where it's supposed to kind of go in, and then the EVGA VGA. This is for a GPU connector. Here is the actual packaging. I think I showed this on my Tyche build. I use this so that way I can power the 3080 that I put into the machine. And normally what you do is, in that small form factor power supply, it had one of these cables, or two of these cables, a CPU going to motherboard CPU. This has the 8 pins 4x4, and then the 8 pins here. And normally you only need, for like a small build, most of the small motherboards only need one of these, not two of these. The SFX power supply actually had connections for two of these, so one of them was kind of an open spot. And the thing is that there was only two slots to be able to connect this connector for the GPU. So what ended up happening is that you had to daisy chain a power supply going from like PSU over to the GPU. With this, you can actually connect 3 separate cords going right to the power supply. So each line had its own dedicated power going from power supply to GPU. So anyways, what I was going to do is do the mapping. Somebody was asking online if I could do the mapping because they no longer sell this. So I wanted to do a mapping and use the multimeter to make sure I got all the points. So what I'll do is I will check. There's a continuity tester on this multimeter. What I'll do is a test and check every single point to figure out where things map on this one. Now, the one thing to notice about this is that this has 6 and then 2 to go to the GPU. This is so that way you can power something that maybe only needed 6 pins instead of all 8. And this one, interestingly, if you look at it, it goes only to 1 pin on this 8 pin connector. If you look directly down the barrel, let's see if I can show you this. You can kind of see how it's blank, right? Maybe I can show you this. I can zoom in appropriately. Maybe I'll get this out of the way. So wait, there we go. You see that? They have one place where it goes essentially all the way through. No pin is there. So 2 wires are going into that bottom pin. That's right there. And the 2 pins are these 2 pins right here. Okay. So if you can look at the back side, you can see there's the 2 wires, and they only go to the 1. Okay. So I'll do the mapping on this, and then show. Maybe post this out and give the other person a response. So one thing to note is here is the multimeter. You can see down there is the continuity testing. So I flipped the switch all the way over from off to that. Common, and this is for ohm. So I'm going to put that right over here. I'm going to zoom in on these pins so that way you can see what I'm doing as I'm testing. So here, try to see if I can get those pins in focus. There we go. And what I will do is show you then this 2 pin over here. If you touch the first spot up here and this down here, you can see that there is a completion of a circuit and there's continuity. Same thing if I move it down to this bottom one. there should be practically no resistance. Looks like there's a little resistance in this one and no resistance on this other one. So either which way, we know that these pins are mapped together. Okay, so these are the other pins. And what I will do is touch this pin here and test these out to see if any of these match. Just kind of keep going down each of these until one of them reacts. There we go. So here, these pins match and no resistance. Second pin here, my guess would probably be it's the one next over. Okay, so this pin to the middle, top middle to bottom middle, and top right. Let's see, top right to bottom left. Okay, so we have continuity between the wire. So you can see how you're kind of bridging these pins and the wire that goes all the way through. So since this was on the bottom, I guess it'd probably be it's right up here. That's the right one. Move over to this one, map over to this. Okay, that's good. And this one, map over to this one. Okay, so it looks like this this top one over here on the GPU side maps to the bottom one here on the CPU side, or the power supply. Top middle, bottom middle, top right, see, bottom left, right. And then bottom left, top right, bottom middle, top middle, bottom right, top left. Okay, so I'm going to do the mapping and kind of show it here. So this is the PSU, and see if I can zoom in a little bit here. Okay, so this is the PSU. The other side is the GPU, or the VGA connection. Okay. And this is going to the SFX that I had. There are 8 pins, so let me go ahead and draw these 8 pins in the Molex connector. Same thing on this side. And I'm going to show a break here because there's that one that's on the side. Now, if you remember the mapping, I'm going to put one here and one here. This one is not used. Also, this, just want to make sure that you understand that this right here is the clip right up here. So I'll just kind of draw that clip right here. Same thing on this side. There's a clip. Okay. So these map together, and we had one physical wire that went to this one and another physical wire that went to this one. Then the second connection that we were able to determine is this one here. Let's put down 2, and it went to this one down here. And then we had this one here, 3, go to this one, 3. And then 4, go to 4. So these actually had a wire that would go to here. And then this one would be 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, and then 7. And then we had a wire also going from here to here. And then wires going from all of these back and forth. All right, hope that was helpful. Thanks, peace out.